Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand and I'll give you some movie recommendations. Whoa, living on a prayer. All right, horror movie recommendations. Bon Jovi for 10:15. Let's do it. Okay? There's some classics I'm suggesting today. So if you got Hulu, you gotta check out the original OG My Bloody Valentine, right? My Bloody Valentine. You might have seen the sequel with the dude from Supernaturals, but the original is pretty good. It's this small mining town, and there's a guy who killed people with a pickaxe 100 years ago on Valentine's Day, and now 100 years in the future or something, he's gonna kill people on Valentine's Day if they celebrate. You celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm gonna stab you with a pickaxe. What a jerk off, right? Anyways, that's the one you want to watch. If you got Prime, what you want to check out is Pumpkinhead. Now, Pumpkinhead it takes place in a weird part of the South, but I feel like it's Appalachian horror. Appalachian, right? There's a lot of witches down there. So I got this buddy, and, he had the croup when he was a kid, right? So his mama went down yonder to the valley and sold his bilirubin was too high, right? His bilirubin was too high. He had the jaundice and he had the croup. So his mama went and sold his fever to a hedge witch. This is real. This is like 1980, right? His mama sold his fever to a hedge witch, right? So his bilirubin would come down, right? So she went and sold it to the hedge witch, and then the next day his bilirubin went down, right? And he was cured, and he was out of the hospital next day. His mama also bought him perfectly straight teeth. He has perfectly straight teeth. But the hedge witch curse is, I heard a rumor he's short. Anyways, Pumpkinhead is one of these kind of Appalachian kind of mystic things where dude's kid dies, so he goes to the hedge witch over Chonder in the holler, and the hedge witch tells him do this ritual, summon the Pumpkinhead, but then there's unintended consequences. Like my buddy who's got straight teeth and doesn't have his high bilirubin, and he's just kind of short, right? So that's what Pumpkinhead's about. This guy's kid gets killed, so he summons the Pumpkinhead, but then the Pumpkinhead, unintended consequences. So back to the crazy Appalachian witch doctor. My son had the croup, and my buddy's mother told me all I needed to do was put a little bit of groundhog grease on a bib, and that would cure him. I didn't try it, but I trust her judgment. Tubi. If you got Tubi, you want to watch the original OG classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in the 70s, and I've seen it a million billion times, but every time I watch it, I'm like, should I be watching this? Should I be watching? It's really uncomfortable, right? The Jason movies is he's coming through the thing, better not be having sex or I'm gonna stab you, right? And Freddy Krueger's oh no, I'm coming through the thing with some jokes, you better not be having sex, right? And Texas Chainsaw Massacre is just creepy weirdo psychopaths. There's the scene where the girl escapes from Texas Chainsaw Massacre house and she goes to the gas station. And usually that's the point in the movie where the guy at the gas station is oh, I'll help you. And then he ends up getting murked anyways. But he ends up knocking her unconscious, puts her in the front of the truck and drives her back to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. And there's one part where he's driving her and he's got a stick. She's bound and gagged with a burlap bag over her head. And he's got a stick, and he just starts poking her for no reason. Just, stupid kid, And it's just, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really dark. It's really gritty. And if you haven't seen it in a while, go out and watch it because it will give you that unsettling, funny feeling in your guts. But the number one movie you need to watch today is on Netflix. And, okay, I'm suggesting this one because you've probably seen Pumpkinhead. You've probably seen My Bloody Valentine. You've probably seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And they're absolute classics. So to suggest a movie over them, there needs to be a good reason. And the good reason is, this is a really good movie and you probably haven't seen it. It's Day of the Dead Bloodline. Okay? It's a reimagining of the original George A. Romero Day of the Dead. It was made in 2018. If you remember Day of the Dead, the people were like enclosed in the fortress, in the mountain, military fortress, and they were doing experiments on the zombies, and the one zombie, Bub was like, I remember music, I remember how to salute. He pulled out the gun and he shot the dude. Day of the Dead Bloodline is the same kind of thing. They're in the mountain fortress, right? There is a Bub, but Bub doesn't remember music. Bub doesn't remember how to salute. Bub remembers that he was a creepy stalker and he creepily stalked this girl who was a soldier in the mountain fortress. So, like, Bub's memories are intact when he's a zombie, but he's a creepy stalker, sniff the girl's hair when she's sleeping. It's really good because, you know, you have the whole Day of the Dead zombies running around, and then also you have Bub trying to, you know, creepily in love with this girl, trying to get to this girl. So it's really good. As far as what I'm watching today, this is the finale of Night of Week. I'm watching Night of the Living Dead. I will probably watch both of them. I will probably watch the original black and white classic. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Oh, that's not even my favorite line in that movie. My favorite line in that movie is the opening line where she's like, "How come they don't make daylight savings day?" I can't even remember my favorite quote of the movie. How come they don't make daylight savings time the longest day of the year, right? It's just always like, well, why is this thing in there? They're coming to get you, Barbara. And then the remake with, you know, Tom Savini directed it. Watch that one. But anyways, for everybody else, if you got Hulu, check out My Bloody Valentine, about the miner with the pickaxe who doesn't like people getting chocolates and little cards and those little candies. You know, them little candies, you get them and they say like, be mine, and you eat them and it tastes like sidewalk chalk. If you have Prime, check out the Pumpkinhead, about the Appalachian hedge witch, southern United States type of, you know, deal with the hedge witch gone awry. Give you one more story on that. There's a billy goat that was chasing my buddy's mama up and down the hill, and her mama came out and put a hex on the billy goat, and then the next day the billy goat rammed its head through the horn, its horns right through a tree, killed itself. Anyway, live a crazy life. Okay, Tubi, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and on Netflix, the number one movie you need to watch, Day of the Dead Bloodline, where Bub comes back to his memories because he's still sentient even though he's a zombie. But instead of learning, you know, remembering he loves music and he knows how to salute and shoot a gun, he remembers he's a creepy stalker and he wants to sniff this girl when she's sleeping. All right, you take it easy. Come back tomorrow. Got a couple more movies. We're halfway there, baby. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer. And then the bass line comes in. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I love that jam, dude. Love it.